Everybody, welcome back. This is going to be the last video in the series of my bonus lessons here for storytelling with Week in the Life. It is going to cover how I take my finished designs in this Canva document that you see open right here, and I prep them to export JPEGs and send for outsourced printing. You could do the same thing if you print single 4x6 pictures on a small printer that you have at home. Depending on the way that you generate your files for your own personal printing, this may work for you even if you don't send to an outsourced printer like I do. Now, before we get started with that, I want to show you one process that I go through to use the physical cards, but with the digital kind of setup. And I didn't cover that in my last video. So I just want to pop over into another file real quick and show you that process just for a second, and then we'll get back to prepping photos for print. All right, so this is ultimately the document that you saw me set up in my creating a file document or video that I showed you last time. We're just going to resume on the 4x4, 4x6 page, and we're going to do two things. I used in my album the digital cards with the day and facts and feelings. You can just drop that right into the frame. It's already sized appropriately, so it's ready to go. And then I would just add in my text on top of it where I wanted it. And then once I have the text in here that I'd like for that particular day, I will just take this entire piece right here and export it as a 4x4 and send it to print. That is different than what I'm going to show you that I did for the 4x6 little collage card. So I also have it digitally. We're just going to click on it and get it into this spot. Okay, so because I know that I want to use this as a physical file, I'm just using this digital as a placeholder and a way to size and set up what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to copy one of these grids here and put it in this white space. Just going to size it. There's really no scientific way of sizing it. You could measure it, and you could use the position tool in Canva to get the measurements exact. But because I have the digital of the card, I'm able to put it on there and then kind of work on top of it to create the appropriate size. If I did not have the digital card, I would absolutely measure the areas and determine what size it needed to be and then make my grids that size. So it just depends on what you have that's going to help you create what you need. Okay, it's also not completely dire that you get these 100% accurately positioned in these spaces, because remember, this is just like a visual mock-up. So there we have the 5 grids for the photos that are going to go onto this particular card. And when I am getting ready to print, which I'm going to show you in just a second, I am not going to grab this entire piece right here. I'm just going to grab these individual 5 images and drop them onto a 12x12 page. Okay, so if you have any questions about how or why I set that up like that, you're more than welcome to drop a line in the comments, and I will check those and get back to you. So let's go ahead and go over to the file that I have created. So this particular document houses Wednesday through Saturday, and at the bottom of the document, I have all my extra pages. So you see these down here. These are pre-designed page layouts that I used up here. I like to keep them in the file because then I can just duplicate and put them wherever I need them. And I'm not duplicating a page that has photos and stories and everything on it, and then running the risk of either working on top of it and just kind of erasing everything I already did because I got confused with which page I was working on. It's just much easier to, oh, okay, I need another 6x8, go down here, grab my 6x8, copy it or duplicate it and put it where it needs to go. So we are going to prep Wednesday, all the Wednesday pictures for print. Okay, so when I start this, I also have 3 other files open. I have my document open that has all my finished pages, all my finished designs. I've got a print 6x8 size document. It has 1 page in it. I've got a 4x6. It still has some stuff in it. So let's delete these. This is a document that I use, as you can see, to print my day in the life images. But since I've already printed those, I can just delete them. And we'll drop in a single. What you see right here is the file that I use if I'm printing 3x4 images and I want them to have a white border. There's a little white bar in the center so that I can drop in my 2 photos and then order this print as a 4x6 with white borders from Persnickety. And when it comes back from the printer, all I have to do is cut right down the center of that white border, and voila, I have 2 3x4s with white borders. So we're not actually going to use that, but I keep that in my file so that it's just super easy and quick. I use these print documents for any of my printing, not just for this particular project. So then in addition to my 4x6 and my 6x8, I have a 12x12 document open. And you know, I should have a 4x4 open, but I don't. But let's just do a quick, we're going to copy and resize this one to be 4x4, creating ourselves a 4x4. And we can just get rid of this because we don't need it, but creating ourselves a 4x4 print document for exporting what we need. Okay, so I have all of these files open because I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between them. So let's just start. We're going to close this one. We don't need it. Okay, let's start with this one. So we're going to go through and we're going to pick all of the things that are going to go onto the 12x12 document. And that's going to include this full-size photo. I'm going to copy it. And 12x12 is what I'm in now. Oops. I did not get all of it. So we're going to click that and click that. I've got the photo and I've got the word. And I'm going to place it. All right, Canva is hating me because I'm trying to record right now. Let's see here, Canva, 1 and 2. Maybe it says early in the morning and my fingers haven't woken up yet. Here we go. All right. So now we've got our 10x8 with our word. We're going to go back in here and we're going to scroll. Okay, this page I also want to go on that page. But before I'm going to take it there, I'm going to add a rectangle box to it. We're going to make it 10 inches wide by 8 inches tall. Oh, not 2.48, 8. Okay, we're going to position it where it needs to be, and we're going to remove the fill, and we're going to add the tiniest stroke, which they call border, and that's going to be a 1. Whoops, where did we go here? We need a border. We need it to be 1. I wish we could do like a point, like a half a stroke or something, but it doesn't allow us to do that. And we're going to change the color to a really nice light gray. Okay, so you can't really see it, but it is there. And we're going to copy, we're going to select all of this. We're going to copy it. We are going to go right here. We're going to go onto another page. We're going to paste it. It's taking a second. There we go. Okay, so now you can see we have that document or that page on here. It has our gray line around it so that we know where to cut when it comes back from the printer. And then we're going to go down here. We're passing this. It's a 4x6. It's a 4x6. We're going to pass it. Oh, here we go. We have another one. Now I want to copy this line. We're going to add it to this one down here as well. Now I could just measure from the edge of this image 10 inches and then just cut on this line and this line down here. Could absolutely do that, and that would give me the same outcome as what I'm getting with the gray line. Okay. Things are just going slow this morning. All right. Okay, so now we got that. And I think I am going to delete that because I don't want to encroach upon the edge of my photo more than necessary. So I'm going to delete the gray line. And when I get this back and I have this as a printout, I'm just going to measure from this edge all the way to here to 10 inches. And I'm just going to cut flush at that image and flush at this image. Okay, let's scroll through. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah, this also gets a, this also goes onto the full 12 by 12. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm not going to use the gray line because I'm going to measure from the top of the black 8 inches down this way, and I'm going to measure 10 inches from the left side of the photo to over here to get my 10 inches. Okay, what else we have? Oh, that's going to print as a 6 by 8. We're going to pass that. We're going to pass that. All right, we're going to ignore all of these. Oh, here we go. All right, so we're going to take these photos right here. And you can see like the positioning on these is super wonky. I'm not quite sure what was going on whenever I did this, but it prints out just fine. So we're going to grab this photo. We are going to grab this photo and this photo and this photo and this little square. And you know what I want to do real quick before I, because this text right here has to also get printed. I could, if I had the printer and ability to do it, I could just run this straight through the little 4x6 card that everyone has, the physical, through my printer and get that text in that spot. But I don't have that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take the 2 by 2 image here. I'm gonna copy it. I know it's crazy right now, just bear with me. We're gonna get rid of the photo. Okay, and we are going to change that to white. White with a little tiny, I am gonna add a stroke to it so that I know where to cut. But I need to see. I can't add a stroke to a frame. That's right. That's right. Or a grid, as I should say. Okay. We're going to delete that. Add a rectangle. And this is purely just so that I know where to cut when it comes time to cut it out. So instead of it being a fill, I'm going to remove the color. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to add the same 1 point border, light gray, that I did to the others. Oh, see, all this craziness is happening. Change the color, not the fill. Okay, here we go. I think we're ready now. We're gonna grab this photo. Grab this line, not the 4x6 card, this photo, this photo, this, and I'm also gonna grab this little word phrase strip that I have here. We're going to copy all of it. We're going to go back here to a 12 by 12 print. We're going to drop it on. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to bring it down here. All right, I need these guys to be over here. I'm going to grab all of them, bring them around right here. And I'm going to get this little word phrase strip because it is going to lay across multiple photos and those photos are not printed together. It does need to be printed separately and cut out, and then it will be layered on top, more like a traditional word phrase strip. So there we have that right there. This whole page will print just like this, and then I will go in and cut all these individual elements out, and then I'll layer them onto the physical 4x6 card that I have for the page. Let's see. All right, 4x10 photos. They are also going to go onto my 12 by 12 sheet. I'm just going to grab both of them at the same time and bring them over here. Okay, I do want to give them a little bit of space just in case. just for cutting purposes. Okay, but there's that. I'm gonna add another page because I know that I have another 4x10 set to do. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Oops, I think I missed that guy. That's the thing you want to really be careful of when you are copying and pasting into another document. Make sure that you grab everybody. If you haven't already grouped things together, like I didn't have things grouped together, you could group things together and do it that way. So what is happening down here? I think that there is a frame behind here. Ah, there is. So I worked on top of this and I never deleted the frame. So we have a white box right here, and we have no way of knowing where the edge is. We're going to cut right here all the way down, and that's going to get that edge. And we're going to cut right here, and that's going to get that edge. But to get the top and the bottom 4 inches, I am just going to add a stroke to this, just like I did to the other ones. I'm going to change it to the light gray, just so that I know where to cut. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that, yep, that is all the 12x12s that I need to print for this particular day. So let's look at that. So that one day, wow, it's a lot of extra space. That one day yields 6 12x12s that need to get printed. So I'll show you how to export those whenever I get done with the next pages. So now we're just going to go through real quick. We're going to do the same thing to 6x8s and 4x6s. All right, so this page right here, these two are 4x6s. And I know this because I have a 4x6 note over here. So I'm going to grab one photo, copy it, open up my 4x6 document here, and drop it on that page. We're going to add another one. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go through this entire day and drop all of these on so that we can get them ready to send out to print. Okay, we need this one. It has the word commute. Okay. And this one has a ton of elements on it. We're just gonna grab them all, copy, paste. All right, that all looks good. Add one more page. Okay, we're gonna skip those. We've already taken care of those. This prints as a 6x8, even though it kind of looks like two 4x6s. And then we're gonna go here. We're gonna grab this photo. And we're just gonna do this for the entire day. Oops, wrong file. Now, let's see here. Once you have all of the 4x6s copied into this, then I would go on to the 4x4s. So let's open the 4x4 document. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Go back here. This one has this black background and this white word. Now I am going to add a vellum heart to the top of this. That's why there's so much space up there. I'm going to drop that in right there, but I do want to print that. Let's see, now this entire piece all gets printed as one because I'm using the digital file, not the physical card. So we're going to copy it and paste it, and that is all looking good. All right, so that is almost done with the 4x6s, or I'm sorry, 4x4s. And we just have one more left to do. All right, so now our 4x4s are ready to go for that day. Okay, let's hop on over to 6x8. The 6x8s sometimes get tricky. Let's see if they're going to do it. There's only 2 in this particular document. I'm going to grab all of this right here. We're going to copy it. We're opening up our 6x8. We're going to paste it. And let's see if something crazy happens. Okay, do you see how it shrunk it down? So Canva is trying to get all of the art elements on the 6x8 page. And because this label pokes out the edge over here, it resized it so that everybody fit. but that's okay. I recommend you zoom out a little bit. You reselect everybody. You just grab the corner. You just pull it all the way to the edge to where you can see that there's no white edge all the way around and that it actually looks the way that you expect it to look. So don't fret if that happens. It's a super easy fix. You just need to be aware of why it did it, and how you can fix it. So these particular little word phrase strips, I'm going to leave printed on the 6x8. So all of that's going to get printed as it is. All right, so I think that at this point we have pulled all of the pages for this particular day to go to the printer. Now, I'm going to show you with the 6x8. It is exactly the same process for all of the documents. Anytime you want to export a JPEG, you're going to go up here to share. You're going to go to download. You change ping to JPEG. If you have Canva Pro, you can increase the quality from 80 to 100. Make sure you do that. If you don't have Canva Pro, it is locked at 80 and will not let you go up. Now, I had the free Canva account for a little while and I printed some stuff and there was no real big difference. It wasn't like I got my photo back and I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. No, it was fine. Okay. In this all select pages, if you're just wanting to do, one of your pages, then you would unselect this and just select the page that you want to export. Or in our case, we want to export all of them. You just go ahead and click all pages and you would click done right here and it would work its magic and it would save you JPEGs and download them to your device. And then all you'd have to do is take those JPEGs and upload them to your preferred printer or send them to your printer at home, and you'll be able to print out your photos. So that is the process I go through to get my photos from the design phase in Canva to the printed document, sending them out to be printed phase. If you have any questions about this, please leave me a comment and I will get back to you about that. This whole process has been such a pleasure for me. I really hope that by seeing the things that I do and my thought process and the decisions I make, I really hope that it sparks something in you and inspires you to try something new, or just really helps you build some confidence and get your projects done, because that's the whole idea here, is to get some projects done so we can enjoy them. All right, thanks so much, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.